Hey guys, how's it going? It's Molly. I'm here today to do an eyeshadow palette declutter. I was motivated to do this because I had tried to sit down and film a traditional Shop My Stash video. So I had my entire collection out and it became very apparent to me that I have far too many eyeshadow palettes and lip products especially. So I decided that I'm going to go ahead and do a declutter series. This is the first video in the series. So yeah, I'm starting with eyeshadow palettes. That is what I'm drawn to the most. So I just have a lot of them. And there's more motivation to make room for new in that category, I guess. So yeah, that's going to go up first. I think the next one I'm going to do is a lip product declutter. So if you want to watch that, that's great. Just a forewarning, this eyeshadow palette declutter is not going to be as cutthroat as some creators do. It was really hard to get rid of things. I am a little bit of a hoarder when it comes to eyeshadow palettes, apparently, and some other things. And I have hair in my eye. So, but if you're wanting more of a serious declutter, check out my lip product declutter, because those lip products are things that I'm fine with getting rid of because I rarely use lip product. There are days that I don't at all. Anyways, I'm rambling. Let's just get into it. It's a super long video. I'm sorry if you don't want to watch the whole thing. That's totally cool. It's whatever. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy. Thanks. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get started. If you guys hear any background noise, it's my husband is home putting groceries away. And we have 3 dogs and they move around constantly. Let's start with Wet n Wild. I feel like that's going to be the easiest thing for me to get rid of personally, and I think if I start off with something that's going to be easy to get rid of, it might snowball into me getting rid of more. So their eyeshadow formula is one that I'm not super crazy about. I just don't understand the hype. Those are these 2 shades swatched. They're not pigmented. I don't like it. So I'm going to get rid of that. This was just one of their newer Color Icon 4-pan palettes. But if it had a name, it doesn't anymore. I have no idea what it is. This one I was thinking that this green would be really pretty. It's fine, but I don't need to keep something that's just fine. So those can go. This is one of their original. Okay, this is one of their originals. I don't need it. I don't need any of those colors. I have those colors in other palettes. This I don't need. I think I might get rid of all of these actually. This is a nice cool tone shade. I might actually keep this one and see if I end up using this at all. This is the Silent Treatment Trio. So that might be a keep. Walking on Eggshells. This one is a classic that lots of people love. I just don't know that I need it. Okay, I might actually keep that one too. This I don't need. This is one of their newer ones. I had another new one. I don't know what happened to it. I've apparently misplaced some of my new eyeshadow palettes. I mean, look at how bad that swatch is. It's just super chunky. I don't like these. I don't. I bought it thinking this blue would be really pretty, and it's not. It just isn't. It's powdery and not shimmery and not what I want at all. This is the Petal Pusher. I don't need it. I don't like any of these shades, truthfully. And I've got better quality purple shadows. So that's going to go also. I am going to keep my Comfort Zone palette. There's something just really good about this one. Their original eyeshadow formula was so much better than whatever they're doing now. So this is definitely going to stay. I'm probably going to be covered in swatches before this video is over. Okay, the next product that I'm going to keep for sure is the Persona Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. I love this. It is absolutely amazing. Okay, so moving on, we are gonna move on to my Milani palettes. I've got a couple of their Everyday Eyes. This one is totally busted up. It's a cooler tone palette. I've gotten a lot of use out of it. I really like this in the winter months, so I am gonna keep this. Those are some swatches. There's not a lot that you can do with it, but you can do enough with it. And then this one, I don't know that I'm gonna keep. I'm not super into orange shadow, and I have orange shadows in so many other palettes. I'm not crazy about this shimmer. It's kind of chunky, and it doesn't have enough dimethicone in it to produce the type of finish that I'm wanting. This shade here is pretty, but I think I can find a shade just like that in other palettes, so I am gonna pass this one on. Gilded Desires, I did get this one. Not gonna lie, I was a little less than impressed. I felt like the mattes were kind of hard to blend. So I'm not sure if I'm ready to get rid of this yet though. I think I'm gonna put this on the chopping block and play around with it for a little bit longer and then decide at that point if it's something that I need to keep. Not need, want. Okay, this Smashbox palette, it's the only Smashbox eyeshadow palette that I own. I was actually gifted this by a coworker's wife and I forgot that I owned it. So I think I'm gonna have to play around with this a bit. I've heard horrible things about this formula, so I really don't know, but it is pretty. It's like a very pretty cool toned palette, and I don't have a ton of cool tone palettes, so I think I'm gonna try this one out. Let's do my Lorac palettes right here. The original Lorac Pro, I'm keeping it. It is beautiful. It's great for bridal. So I do actually use this in my bridal kit. Lorac Pro 3, I might transition this to my makeup kit. I just don't, I mean, some of the shimmers are really pretty, but others are really lackluster and kind of boring. So, I don't know, this one's kind of tough for me. I've been holding on to it for a while and just haven't been sure what I want to do with it. It is really nice for just everyday, easy looks, so I might keep it for that actually. Okay, so I'm keeping that. I'm definitely keeping this. I love it. I don't get enough use out of it. I need to pull it into a Shop My Stash at some point, but there's so many looks that you can do with this. This shade here is beautiful. That swatch doesn't do it justice, but it is really, really pretty. So keeping that. This one I'm not sure about. This was the last Mega Pro that they released. It wasn't this past Christmas time, but it was the Christmas time before then. I've gotten some use out of it. These blue shades here are beautiful, but there's so much fallout that they were really kind of tough to work with. But I do think I am going to hold on to it. I'm not quite ready to part with those yet. So I'm keeping all of my Lorac shadows. Oh, this isn't technically a palette, obviously, but it is a Wet n Wild product, and I don't need that. It's the single shadow in the shade Nutty. So I'm gonna get rid of that guy. This Ace Beauty palette, or Ace Beauté Grandiose palette, is really, really pretty. It came in a BoxyCharm. I have used this shade, and I think I used like this matte, but you can make some beautiful, beautiful looks with this. So I'm going to keep this. Oh yeah, they're beautiful. And I feel like the mattes blended out really, really well. So I'd like to try some more from Ace Beauty. These are just some random things that I am gonna go ahead and get rid of. This Lorac eyeshadow primer is super old, so they're all old. This is actually not that old, but I feel like the formula changed after a couple of well, maybe like 4 months of use. So, and this is just an old e.l.f. remover pen. That's what it is. So those are all gonna go. Okay, my Urban Decay palettes. Oh, why? Man, I need to get rid of some stuff. This is the Urban Decay and Kristen Leanne collab, and I have not used it very much. I need to use it more. There's only 2 mattes, so it's really not a comprehensive palette, but there are some gorgeous, 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 gorgeous shades in here, and for days that I'm wanting to play with color, it's a great option. I just need to remember that I own it. I haven't played around with this a whole lot, so I think I am going to put this on the chopping block and see if this is something that I need to be holding on to. Okay, Urban Decay Naked 2. I want to like this palette, but I'm having a hard time liking the palette. It has some beautiful shades. It has some duds, for sure. But like YDK is really pretty. And so is Busted, I think. So, it's really not a comprehensive palette because it only has 1, 2, 3 mattes. So this I can't do anything with other than set an eyeshadow primer. This is a good transition shade, but I need a shade in between these two because this is a black to deepen up my crease, and I just don't have that. I'm not crazy about this shade here because it's just got like chunks of glitter in it. So I honestly don't know what to do with this. I think I'm going to just set this over here for now because I really, really don't know if I want to keep it or not. My Urban Decay Naked palette, this thing is so old, but I kind of want to keep it. I don't really understand why. It's a really tough decision here. I think I am going to keep this one. It's the first palette that I ever owned. It was given to me for Christmas. My parents got it for me over a decade ago. They're not good shadows anymore, but I am gonna keep it because I get attached to weird things. So, and I mean, they still show up. I can still make pretty looks out of them. Okay, then I've got this Urban Decay palette. It's the, I don't remember what this one was. It was their holiday palette from a while ago. Once again, I am gonna keep it. I'm not ready to get rid of that. I hardly ever use it, but it is beautiful. Oh, no, it's in the maybe pile. Okay, and then I literally just got this at Ulta for $29, so I am keeping this. I have it on today, and so far, I really, really love it. So that's a yes. Easy yes. Okay, the Balm Meat Matchmaker. I am gonna keep it. Why am I even filming a declutter? I'm keeping it. I love it. Every single look that I've gotten out of that has been absolutely beautiful. Okay, Natasha Denona, this is easy. I'm keeping these. I need to repress these. This is one of their 5-pan palettes. Her shimmers are beautiful. I dropped mine somehow, but they're gorgeous. I honestly bought this entire palette mainly for like these 2 shades because they're just really, really pretty. So keeping that. And then I've got the Lila palette. This I am going to keep also. I love her shimmer formula. Some of the shades in here are just not good, but the majority, I would say, are pretty fantastic. Okay, this is my custom Buxom palette. I'm keeping it. If you have not tried Buxom shadows, you're missing out because they're amazing. Seriously, they're just really, really good. The shimmers are pigmented, they're foiled and the mattes blend really well, so I love that. And that's an easy keep. Let's move on to some things that I can get rid of. Makeup Revolution, I don't need this. This is a dupe for the Naked 2 palette. It's also broken, apparently. Does it actually perform as well as the Naked 2? Let's find out. So here's a couple of the shades swatched. I really can't tell a difference since I have the original and will, let's be honest, probably be keeping it. I'm gonna get rid of this Makeup Revolution one. So I'm getting rid of that. This is another dupe palette. This is a dupe for the Kat Von D Shade and Light eyeshadow palette, and I had the Kat Von D, so I'm not going to keep this. These shadows perform just fine, but I am more likely to keep the original than that one. This I obviously have not used much of, and I'm not going to keep this. There's really nothing in here that's, I think I've used this maybe one time in the past several years, so that's not something that I need to keep either. Okay, this Pixie palette I think I can get rid of. There's nothing wrong with these shades. I just have all these in other palettes, so I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm sure I can find a family member or a friend who would enjoy it. Okay, here's a stack of Pure palettes. This is actually a face palette. It came in a BoxyCharm. I kept it because I thought that I could use them as eyeshadows, and I never once did that, so I'm gonna get rid of that. This is the Pure Midnight Masquerade palette. I honestly haven't even tried this, so I don't know if I should try it or just get rid of it, because if it hasn't piqued my interest in the past 6 months or so since I've had it, I am not super confident that it will pique my interest. This shade is really pretty, but I have this shade in other palettes, so I don't need this. I don't know about these blushes though. Oh my Lanta. Those are intense. That's a highlight, obviously. This one I wouldn't be able to use. And this one, no. That's not a blush. That's like super foiled. I'm not keeping it. All right, that's gone. The Soiree Diaries palette, I do like this. I think it's really pretty. I don't know that I need it. These shimmers perform really well. Some Pure palettes are really beautiful, and others just, I don't know what happened, but. Okay, so I am keeping this one. This palette, I actually have two of them. This is the Pure Visionary palette, and my first one broke in shipping, so I'm gonna keep this one, and I'm going to give this one away. There's still some really beautiful shades in here that I think somebody would probably get some good use out of. Okay, this is the Pure BoxyCharm palette. I have never heard anybody say anything good about this. I don't understand why these three shades are the same, practically. There's not enough variation in tone, I guess, for me to feel like this is worth keeping. So I'm gonna get rid of that. This is another one that just came out with a recent BoxyCharm, and I actually really like some of these shades. I've gotten a really pretty look with like these three mattes and this shimmer. I've tried using this, it was not good. I tried using that, it was not good. These are pressed glitters that I'm not a fan of. I didn't even know that this shade was here. So, yeah, I am gonna go ahead and keep this for now. All right. Dose of colors. We've got Marvelous Mauves, which I'm not entirely sure what to do with. Wow, this lighting sucks, doesn't it? Hang on. Okay, I don't know if that'll give a better idea. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay. I just closed some of my windows. Or blinds. I don't know if I want to keep this or not. Honestly, the only shades that I really like are these three. This is just too pink, and it's just not a shade that I really want. I like these colors, but I also have somewhere, I have like a quad from LA Girl that I can get a very similar look with. So I don't know. This is gonna go here. And this is the Desi and Katie collab. I am definitely keeping this. I have used it a few times. I want to get more use out of it, so that is an easy keep. So we've got the original chocolate bar palette. I am keeping this. It's an easy keep. Both of these. I'm keeping both of these. I love the chocolate gold palette. I had my eye on this for so long, and then I finally snagged it on sale, and I seriously am amazed by how beautiful these shades are. They definitely got this one right. There's some just absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous shades. Got a hair on me. Get off of me. So yeah, that's an easy keep also. As far as the original chocolate bar, I mean, it's not my favorite palette, but it's great for travel. But do I need it? I don't know that I need it. Like, these are really beautiful shades. I'm gonna put this in the maybe pile. Okay, Colored Rain, I'm gonna keep both of these. This is in my project pan. This is the Queen of Hearts palette. I'm not making nearly enough progress on this in order to consider my project pan successful, but I do really like that. And this is the Cheers to the Beauty palette. I just pulled this in from my Shop My Stash, so I definitely still really love that. Marc Jacobs, I'm keeping both of these. I don't know how you could get rid of a Marc Jacobs palette. Absolutely gorgeous. And then this one is also just a nice travel palette. You've got some good mattes that work as transitions. You got this to deepen it up, this beautiful gold on the lid or this pink. There's just some really, really pretty shades. I don't even know. And the Marc Jacobs formula is amazing. These are great. I love them. Okay. BH Cosmetics. This is the Wild Child palette. I'm going to get rid of it. There's nothing wrong with these. I just have like all of these shades elsewhere. I don't need it. I'm not sure that the BH Cosmetics, that this formula is necessarily my favorite. Oh, but that's a really pretty color. I don't know that I actually have that anywhere else. Crap. I don't know what to do. I was so confident in getting rid of this, and now I'm like, oh, but maybe not. Oh, but maybe not. I'll come back to it. This is the Love in London palette. I just did a first impression on this palette, and it's absolutely beautiful. So that's an easy keep. This Carly Bible palette, I feel like I have to keep it because everybody loves it, but I don't know that I love it. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, and this is pretty. Ay, ay, ay. I think I can get rid of my Urban Decay Naked palette. Is that like a close enough shade? It's a little different. But I think I like this better. I think I'm getting rid of this. I don't know if I'm ready to commit to that just yet, but I think I might. There's some beautiful shades here. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. Why don't I play with this more? I'm keeping it. And then my Zodiac palettes. I don't want to get rid of these. I like them. I just wore this the other day and it was gorgeous. And this one I've gotten so much use out of. It's gorgeous also. So yeah. This is not going to be a super cutthroat declutter. Just saying. Eyeshadow palettes are my kryptonite. I love them. Just gonna set those there. I'm running out of space. Kat Von D. This one, I'm gonna get rid of this because it's got a broken, the transition shade is busted. That is pretty though. Oof. I'm gonna see if my sister-in-law wants it. I feel a little bad being like, hey, it's got a broken shade, but do you want these? Who knows? Maybe she'll like it. Okay, the Alchemist palette I'm keeping. I got this on my honeymoon. I hardly ever use it, but there's just something about things that you buy on your honeymoon. So I'm keeping that. Shade and Light palette, I do like. I get some good looks out of it. And that is all I'm going to say about that. Okay. ABH. Am I getting rid of any of these? I don't think I'm getting rid of any of these. Prism, I love. You can make some beautiful, beautiful looks. I am getting kind of tired of swatching though. I probably don't need to keep swatching. But, so, I mean, you can get some more neutral looks with these shimmers. Some of these mattes are really pretty. I don't really know what to do with Sphere, but I'm sure I could find something to do with that. Dimension is really gorgeous. Yeah. I'm gonna keep this. Sultry. Oh, I love the shade Cyborg. It's just a beautiful, yeah. I'm gonna keep this too. Do I need to keep Modern Renaissance? I use this on my wedding. So that means I have to keep it. Have to, no options. Subculture, this is on my chopping block. I've got a busted shade, which kind of sucks. I am super disappointed with these two shades here. Hey, oh, my cat is in a basket. They just don't really perform. I definitely got one of the older Subculture palettes. They did reformulate, and I think they fixed a lot of things. So this is one of the old ones. This is one of the bad ones. I am hoping that I can make it work. It is on my chopping block though. Okay, we gotta start getting rid of stuff. Tarte Maneater I'm keeping. This Tarte palette I'm getting rid of. I don't need it. This shade's really pretty. All the others I have in other palettes. So that's easy. This Tarte palette, I don't need it. So I am gonna get rid of that. Oh, it pains me. That hurt my heart. Tarte Make Believe in Yourself, I'm keeping this. I love this. It is limited edition. It is not available anymore. It's beautiful. Tartelette in Bloom, this is one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes, not just because my son got it for me for Christmas, but because it is legitimately amazing. So that's that. And the Tarteist Pro Remix, I'm not ready to get rid of this. I really like it. It is definitely not a standalone palette, but it is capable of making some beautiful looks. Okay, so we got rid of 2 of those. I might get rid of like 20% of my collection. Okay, Becca Volcano Goddess. Here, let me move these over. Becca Volcano Goddess, I am gonna keep this. I really love a lot of these shades, so not done playing with that. Protege, or Suva Protege palette, I'm going to get rid of. I used this shade here, and I ended up with glitter all over my face. I have these shades in so many other palettes, it's not even funny, so this is an easy pass. Huda Beauty Smoky Obsessions. This reminds me so much of the Sultry palette. Do I need to keep both? Yes, I think I do. I'm keeping that. This is a Crown Brush Glam Metals palette. I have never used it. I don't have any desire to use it, so I'm gonna get rid of that. I think most of what I'm getting rid of came in a BoxyCharm. This is the Laura Lee Party Animal palette. I've used it once. That's horrible. I've used it once for Halloween. Not worth keeping. Okay, the Pretty Vulgar Nightingale palette. There are some really beautiful cool tone shades in here. Oh my gosh. There are beautiful cool tone shades in here. But I think it might come down to one of those. And I do really love this color. I don't know if there's a dupe for it. No, there's not. I need that. Those are so similar. YDK and Clutch. And YDK is one of the shades that I use the most out of here. So do I need it? And I've got other silvers. Snakebite is really pretty, but I can always get the single. So I think I just made up my mind to get rid of my Naked too. Because I'm going to keep this Pretty Vulgar palette because I love this color so much. Okay, Crown Brush. I get the feeling like this might be a dupe for the Naked Heat palette by Urban Decay. It's got some beautiful shades, but I just don't need it. I've got shades very similar to this in other palettes. So that is going bye-bye. Alamar Cosmetics I am keeping. I pulled this in for my Shop My Stash this month also, and it's beautiful. This I'm getting rid of. If you didn't see my review of this, it's not great. I don't love it. The Magic Mini by Juvia's Place, I am going to keep this. I love these shadows. It's not a standalone palette for me just because there's not enough neutral shades. I tend to really enjoy playing with color when it's just like a pop of color. I'm not typically doing super colorful looks. So, but I am going to keep that. Violet Voss Pro, this was one of my favorites from May. It is beautiful. So, oh my gosh, so happy I have that. I'm keeping it for sure. The ColourPop Element of Surprise palette, I'm going to get rid of this. I don't like this palette. These mattes are not true to color at all. They look nothing like when you apply it on your eye, it looks nothing like what you see in the pan. So that is a huge bummer. Like this, this looks brown to me, but it's like pink. Same with this one. They're both pink, and maybe that's the element of surprise they're talking about. Surprise, you don't know what shade you're going to be using. Give It To Me Straight, though, it totally makes up for it, because this stuff is really good. Love it. Dream Street I'm going to keep because I don't really know why. I want to see what I think. I definitely want to use this shade here. Seems like a duochrome. I don't know. All I See Is Magic. I don't know if I need to keep this. Because I like that shade better than that shade. And I actually have a shade like this in an Urban Decay single. I might see if my sister-in-law wants this one also. Okay, the Misunderstood palette. I am going to keep this for now. I am not using it nearly as much as I thought that I would, and that kind of bums me out. But and then this is just my custom palette. I am keeping that. Okay, we're almost done. NYX. I've got this Avant Pop palette. I don't need this anymore. I'm tempted to keep it for that green, but that's more not really what I'm looking for. So I'm going to get rid of this. Oh, this is a really pretty shade too, though. Oh, shut up. Crap. I don't know. This is a little kit that my best friend got me, actually. I'm not sure how I feel about some NYX face products. I feel like they could use a little finagling. I think I can get rid of this shade though. This is really dark, but this shade is really pretty. So maybe, but I also have these two shades and something else that I own. I think I'm gonna keep it because it was a gift and that is incredibly sweet. Plus I think there are some NYX products that do work very, very well. Maybe, okay, I'm gonna put this on the chopping block because I truthfully haven't done anything with it for a long time and I haven't even used all of the shades, so I'm not prepared to get rid of it yet. Okay, then the last category are my Morphe palettes. This is the Morphe X Jaclyn Hill palette. I hope that this is showing up. This lighting sucks. I haven't played with this yet, so I'm keeping it. Morphe X Kathleen Lights. Sure, why not? I'm gonna keep it. This one is an easy pass. This one is the 15N. So none of these worked for me really at all. I don't know what Morphe did with their formula, but it sucked. This one I am going to get rid of also. There's some really pretty greens in here, but I don't need to keep entire palettes for a couple of shades. So I can probably dupe these out with singles at some point. And the formula here is just not what I'm looking for anymore. This is the 35F palette. Sorry, I didn't even say what this was. This is the 35M, the like Boss Mood palette. 35F, there's some beautiful, beautiful shades in here, but I just don't need it. I am fairly confident that I have all of these shades in other palettes. I don't like these mattes, so this I'm going to pass on as well. And my Jaclyn Hill palette I'm keeping. I'm gonna keep, okay, I am gonna keep my Wild Child palette because of that one shade, and I'm gonna keep my Urban Decay, this one. Dang. I am gonna keep my Chocolate Bar palette, my Marvelous Mauves. I'm gonna put it on the chopping block. That's how I feel better about that stuff. So here is everything that I'm getting rid of. It's really not that much. This is what's on the chopping block. It's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 palettes. And then that's everything that I'm keeping. Honestly, for this being my first declutter and the fact that these are eyeshadow palettes, and eyeshadow palettes are what really get me excited with makeup, I feel okay about this. It's gonna be really nice to get rid of these. And I'm not only getting rid of the crap palettes, like I'm getting rid of a good one, you know? So I think it's a good start for sure. If you want more of a cutthroat declutter, I would encourage you to look at my upcoming lip product declutter, because that will be very easy for me to get rid of a ton of stuff. So yeah, that's what I ended up getting rid of and what I ended up keeping. Whew. It's a lot of palettes, but it could be worse. Okay, you guys, so that was my eyeshadow palette declutter. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, you should give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And maybe subscribe before you go. That would be really cool too, if you've made it this far. That was like a 35-minute video, just the footage of the declutter. So if you're still here, you are a rock star. But at any rate, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.